what we've learned from staging 1,000 homes for sale. This is Foxy TV, episode 109. It's official, this week we passed over 1,000 staging jobs. In this episode we're going to head out to install number 1,000 where we had a little surprise for the team, and then we're going to hear from Phoebe and Jake on what they've learned through the process of staging 1,000 properties over approximately 4 years. So if you're a small business owner or a home stager or looking to become either of those, definitely stick around for that. All right, we're going to now go to the install in Brookwater, which is about 40 minutes southwest of Brisbane City and about 25 minutes from the warehouse. It was a big install requiring both trucks and the whole team, all 10 of us were there. And the team didn't know it was install number 1,000. So let's now head there and see how it all went down.
Alright guys, so we are on site just finishing up here in Brookwater. It was a gorgeous big home. Cody's going to do a bit of a walkthrough for you, but the most exciting part for our week this week is that this install is number 1,000 for Foxy Home Staging. So we've hit a really big milestone and one that we never thought would happen this early on in our business. So we've taken the opportunity to take some time and celebrate today and surprise the team, as you will see. 1,000 jobs today! We wouldn't have done this without you guys, so yeah, but it's always so important when you're in business to take the time and appreciate your achievements and to celebrate, especially with your team, because it's there. We can't achieve what we've achieved without them. So yeah, it's celebrating with everybody, including all of our followers. So very, very exciting, and can't wait for the next. Well, the boys wanted to celebrate after another 1,000. I said 10,000 and they said I'd be old. So let's see how we go. So this particular job, the owner locked in a part style. So we were just going to do the master bedroom for them. It's a grand, big old home. And we had some stock sitting in the warehouse. So we said, look, let's upgrade you to the full package. And we've done that so that they can help celebrate with us. We've got a cool, like a nibblies platter and some champagne coming for their first open. And it's awesome to be able to celebrate with the agent as well as the vendor, and hopefully they can achieve an even better price because of how we've done the styling here today. So exciting times.
So well done to the team, and thank you to everyone we have worked with so far. As Phoebe mentioned, it's important to celebrate the wins, and also thank you to Janessa for an awesome cake and giving us a massive sugar hit. Now, staging 1,000 properties, you're probably going to learn a thing or two, right? Yeah, well, I thought it would be a good idea to speak to Phoebe and Jake, the owners of Foxy Home Staging, and what they've learned through the first 4 years, approximately 4 years of the business and staging 1,000 properties. So let's kick things off with Phoebe.
Well, if we go from a business perspective first, cash is king. So what I mean by that is, while you're growing, that's fantastic, we're locking in all these jobs, it's awesome, but then I'm going to buy inventory, and then that inventory costs money, and then balancing it out, because then you've got all the logistics in the warehouse and management, like staffing fees. So whilst you might be locking in jobs, if you can't balance it out with what your spending is going to be, it doesn't matter what your profit is. And I think we underestimated, you see all these profitable businesses that go under, and we can appreciate that now. So Jake having his knowledge, and that's something also I guess I was unappreciative of, Jake's Excel wizardry enabled me to be able to do all my quoting and all of our numbers, and it's something that a lot of small businesses don't have a grasp on. So A, cash is king, and B, know your numbers. They would be two things that I would say have had a big impact on our business. C, I would say also, I guess, and the business thing is value your team, because we can't achieve what we've achieved and do what we do and have all the added value and everything that we offer our vendors without having our amazing team backing us. So, and that's not just stylists and our removalists, it's our marketing team, and part of our team is our agents. So it's everybody who's involved in selling the house, that person who regularly gets us in and has us there. So valuing that. Then if I can go on a personal basis, it's recognizing that. So at the start, I felt like I was a fraud. because who was I going into all these properties to say this is what you need to do? And I didn't have a degree in it. I had the background because we'd done developments, but I didn't, who was I to go in there and give the expertise of expert advice when I didn't really value myself as the expert? So it's own it and go in. If you can do, not everybody can do it. So not everyone can go in and see a space. They can visualize how it needs to be laid out. Not everybody can lay it out and actually get the furniture in there and know how to hang the artwork, where to put it, and how to coordinate all the colors and the theme together. So if you can, it makes you the expert. So own it, go in, don't feel like you're a fraud, and don't underestimate your ability. So that would be on the personal level. And then on, I guess, I don't know what level this is, but have fun. Have fun, because you hear so much, and if you don't genuinely enjoy it, if you're not having fun, if it's bringing you down, if it's weighing on your shoulders, the stress and everything, you've got to turn it around, because it's not worth it. You hear too much, so you've got to have fun doing it. Love what you do, and it's going to shine through, and everybody's going to see it, and that is how you can grow a business.
Let's now go and hear from Jake and what he has learned over 1,000 installs. There is a bit of crossover with Phoebe's points, so you'll just have to consider those extra important.
First one would be the people that you're working with, the team around you affects everything. The entire mood of the team and of the day and how things flow, and whether you enjoy the day or not comes down to the people that are working with you. And for us, we kind of we've always put importance on our culture and the people and getting the right team. But it's just been solidified for me, and that doesn't mean that we get it right every time. And that's probably the times when we haven't got it right. It just reinforces how important it is, because those are the times when things seem more stressful, or at the end of a day we're annoyed at certain the way that certain things have gone throughout the day and mistakes that have been made, and at the end of the day we look back at it and it's probably come down to not quite having the right team or the right training maybe for certain parts of our day. So that would be the first one, is team is the most important thing, and having the right team and people in place is critical. Probably another one which I'm guessing Phoebe spoke about as well, but and again we knew this, but to reinforce it, is the importance of cash and managing cash flow, particularly in the first say 2-3 years. And we're a business that's grown quite quickly. We've hit the 1,000 install mark in 4 years, just under 4 years, and what that's meant is that we've had to grow our inventory very quickly, which requires a lot of cash. We've had to grow our team, our warehouse, our trucks, so all of those things cost money, and growth it can be expensive. So the importance of cash flow and understanding where your dollars are going and where your dollars are going to be needed to fund your growth. So that's probably the second one. I'm trying to think, I've got a couple of notes because I knew I'd forget. One that I guess it's an obvious one, but doing the small things consistently often has a bigger impact, and not even often, I'd say more, usually it has a bigger impact than doing something big and grand from a business point of view. And to give some examples, things like returning phone calls the same day if you miss a phone call, getting a quote to somebody the same day that you've told them that you were going to. And often it doesn't mean over-promising, but it means meeting the things that you said, or doing the things you said you were going to do. So, and Phoebe would back me up on this. The number of jobs that we've won simply because we were the only stager out of 3 that had gone to the property to return a quote within the first couple of days, and the client just doesn't have time to wait around, so we get the work. Doing the simple things consistently over the long period of time has an impact. And then I guess the final thing that comes to mind, and this is probably more of a personal one for me, is running a business like this with the right team in place. We're having ambitions and high growth targets and hitting them as we're going along. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's rewarding. I really enjoy coming in. I've never worked as hard as I do here in any of my previous roles, and I enjoy it infinitely more than the other jobs. And I didn't dislike what I did before. So like I said, that comes down to the people, it comes down to the culture, and being a business owner and seeing the results of the work that we're putting in, Phoebe and I and the team. So they're probably the things that come to mind. I'll be interested to see how quickly we hit the next 1,000. I think we've done this in 4 years. I think it'll be a lot quicker.
What's your prediction?
I would think/hope, based on our ambitions and growth targets, that it'll be less than 2.
Ooh.
So by the 6-year mark, we've done our second 1,000. That's my hope. That's a big jump from where we are now, but I think we can do it.
There you have it. Jake thinks we will hit the 2,000 install mark in about 2 years, in the next 2 years. So we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. And that's all for this week's episode. Thanks so much for joining us. I hope you're here for another 1,000 installs. And yeah, really appreciate you watching along and all the comments and messages we receive as well. So thanks again, and we'll see you back here next week.